Next on Worcester News Tonight, the first dirt bike arrest under a new ordinance is made. We give you the details next. Plus, a boxing champion is lost over the weekend. We get reaction from the local community. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tim McCone. We begin tonight with the city's first arrest under a new ordinance banning off-road vehicles from city streets. An Auburn man is now facing charges. Police caught up to him on Providence Street. Neighbors say it's been an ongoing issue. Olivia Lemon has more.
They're flying back and forth. You know, they're not even paying attention what they're doing. They're just going so fast.
Paul Schutz lives on Providence Street in Worcester. He says people speed by his house all the time on dirt bikes like these.
I'm glad that the Worcester police are doing something about it, and I'm happy about that. I just hope it gets done and nobody gets hurt.
A new task force was created to address the problems caused by off-road vehicles driving on city streets and parks. Worcester police arrested a 26-year-old Auburn man Friday night under the new ordinance. Rogelio Torres was also charged with driving with a suspended license.
Arrests and aggressive enforcement will definitely be a part of the task force, but the most important goal of the task force is obviously to create a safe environment on our city streets and parks.
Worcester police say the goal of the task force is to curb the use of unregistered dirt bikes, as well as find out where they are being stolen from and stored.
Oftentimes they're being operated in groups, driving at excessive speeds, driving on sidewalks, driving with no regard for traffic signs or signals.
When you're afraid to walk out in the street because you could be run over by one of these kids thinking it's funny they're on the sidewalk or that they're whizzing around the corner, it's really a dangerous situation.
City Councilor Kate Toomey is encouraging residents who may have any information on who may be riding these bikes or where they are being stored to call Worcester Police.
It's really important that we send this message quickly and firmly.
Possibility somebody will get hurt, and that's the worst part about it all, somebody getting hurt.
Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.
Police in Uxbridge are asking for your help identifying this man wanted for an armed robbery at McDonald's. Take a look. It happened around 10:45 Sunday night at the restaurant on Monahan Drive. Police say the suspect showed the cashier a handgun, then demanded money from the register. A customer at the drive-thru saw what happened and called 911. No word yet on how much money the suspect got away with. If you recognize him, you're asked to contact police. A 24-year-old Webster man is arrested Sunday after Dudley police found more than 200 oxycodone pills in his car. Dudley police say Andrew Guay was parked near Calvary Cemetery near around 6:30 Sunday night. Officers went into Guay's car and noticed he made movements towards the passenger seat. Police say Guay handed over a prescription bottle with 201 pills inside. Chief Stephen Wayner says this is another example of the ongoing opioid epidemic.
Prescription drugs that were not his, so they're obtained somehow. So they're either stolen or they're obtained through other means, and it just adds to this increased problem that we have throughout our area. So the fortunate thing is, you take 200 pills off the street. The good thing is that that's 200 less pills that are going to get into the hands of whoever, people who abuse them, especially younger people that may be abusing these things.
Guay was charged with various offenses, including trafficking. Well, there have been plenty of changes to the Worcester skyline over the last few years, and now there might be a lot more color coming to downtown as well. Our Rosalind Flaherty explains.
The City Council will discuss accepting 5 new murals as gifts that have been offered by Holding Corporation and Jackson Harris LLC.
Well, I like that because I think Worcester's very big on art. They have the art festival down in Elm Park, and they also have a great, pretty famous museum. So I think it livens up the city.
The new locations will be at Shrewsbury Street, Water Street, Portland Street, and Franklin Street. Recently, the Hanover Theater completed a mural back in the fall, and one was also completed at the Denham Building. Residents we talked to say these new murals will help to revitalize and add color to the city.
I think it would be a great thing, just to add more color. The ones that are up, the few that I've seen, are really impressive. Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, it just lends a bit of color too to a city which usually has a lot of brick and stuff like that. So murals are really colorful, and I think for regular people and especially for kids too.
If the murals get approved, it could be a win-win for both residents and artists.
I think they look good, and it put the artists to work, which I think is a good thing.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Assumption College receives $1 million to go towards their new academic building. The school announcing Monday that the Alden Trust Fund of Worcester awarded $1 million towards the project. It's one of the largest grants given out by the trust for a college the size of Assumption. The college broke ground on the project back in April. The building will be 60,000 square feet and include 13 classrooms and a 400-seat theater. It's slated to be completed in the fall of 2017. Tickets go on sale this week for a fundraising event for fallen Auburn police officer Ron Tarantino Jr.'s family. The event, entitled A Night of Comedy, will take place right here in Worcester at Mechanics Hall on June 26th. The Auburn Police Department says tickets are available in the department's lobby or through the Mechanics Hall box office. Officer Tarantino was shot and killed last month during a traffic stop. All proceeds from the ticket sales will go to his family. Also new tonight, Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker says he may file legislation that would impose the death penalty on those convicted of killing police. His comments come just weeks after the fatal shooting of Auburn police officer Ron Tarantino. The death penalty was outlawed in the Bay State 30 years ago, and efforts to reinstate it have since failed. A boxing legend passes away unexpectedly Friday evening. Muhammad Ali was a boxing heavyweight champ and social activist. Today, local boxers reflect on his impact. Our Brittany Schaefer was in the ring with them today and has more.
Flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Three-time world heavyweight champion Muhammad Ali died Friday at the age of 74. Two boxing trainers from Worcester are remembering the greatest.
It was a shock, you know. He was like one of the greatest boxers ever, and to be gone is going to be felt all over the world because everybody knows who Muhammad Ali is, whether you're a boxer or not.
Boxing is all footwork and movement, and Ali was the epitome of boxing. If you want to learn how to box, just watch Muhammad Ali.
Ali had Parkinson's disease for more than 30 years. A family spokesperson released he died from septic shock due to unspecified natural causes.
He's an icon, a poet, a great boxer, and everything else all mixed into one.
We knew Ali. He's one of the first names you hear when you walk into a boxing gym.
Aside from his professional boxing career, Ali was widely known for refusing to serve in the Army during the Vietnam War and his civil rights work.
Ali was a boxer in the ring. Outside the ring, he was a fighter. He fought for a lot of issues.
He was definitely a leader. Like, I mean, you put him in the same category as people like Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, because he spoke up and believed in what he felt, and he lived by that.
The two former boxers agree his name will live on forever through the sport.
His legacy will always live on forever. His name's always going to start.
I think that he'll never be forgotten. When people say, when they talk about boxing, everybody always says who's the greatest or whatever. Hands down, he's the greatest.
Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
Last year, Worcester baseball fans began a push to lure the PawSox to the city. Today, the Pawtucket Red Sox announced a study to look at ways to improve the game day experience at McCoy Stadium. The team is partnering with the city and state officials while also stressing its commitment to the area following last year's decision not to move the team. Our Andy Madison has more on what this all means.
We are here today for the next inning.
Standing next to team officials and state officials, Pawtucket Mayor Donald Grebian stressed everyone wants to improve PawSox baseball.
We're renewing our commitment and our partnership as we grow forward and we continue to build that roadmap that is going to ensure that the residents and the fan base enjoy that family-friendly, affordable brand of baseball for generations to come.
One area they're looking at is McCoy Stadium.
Swinging a drive in the left field.
The team wants to put together a study of how the ballpark compares to others in AAA.
The results of this will give us a clear understanding as to what it's going to take to improve McCoy, and I think that's the first priority right now. I think the study will determine what happens next.
Bids will go out soon for the comprehensive study, which is expected to be completed by the end of the year. What specifically the PawSox hope the study will look at, they're not saying.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to speculate about things that may prejudge or color the approach of the people.
Last year, there were serious discussions on moving the Red Sox from Pawtucket.
Worcester was one of several cities open to being the team's new
The
location.
study is being,
Attendance has been a little low at some games this year. But the team hopes this stadium study can shed some light on what's wrong and help win fans back.
I think the new ownership group has done a wonderful job trying to rebuild that trust. It takes a while, but again, I've spent my career here. I know there's an outstanding fan base here.
Andy Madison, Worcester News Tonight.
Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski is sporting a new do for the off-season workouts. Sunday, Gronk got his hair buzzed during an annual pediatric cancer fundraiser at Gillette Stadium. Dozens of other people got their heads shaved for the cause as well. Gronk says he looks forward to coming out to the event every year.
What's so cool about it is seeing like one of the kids with cancer and seeing 20 of their friends round up, coming here to support them, and them shave their heads too, and them help raise money for their friend that's going through it. So it definitely puts things into perspective, and you just never know how serious things are until you see it happen.
So far, organizers have raised more than $6 million for pediatric cancer.